Since the debut of Pokemon Red and Blue in 1996, the blockbuster franchise has had 25 releases across 6 different gaming systems. 7 if you include Pokemon Go. That's right, we're talking about Pokemon today. We're not gonna blindside you with Pocket Card Jockey again. Although I have covered that game. If you want to check it out, please do. Yes, there are numerous Pokemon titles across several Nintendo gaming systems, and the Nintendo Switch has its fair share too. Some beloved, others despised, and a few that probably could have stayed in the oven a little longer. With so many options, fans generally gravitate to their own liking. Some like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, while others prefer Legends Arceus. There are even a few that like Mystery Dungeon DX. But if I'm being honest, my personal favorite game isn't even a mainliner. It's a spin-off title that came out all the way back in 2021. New Pokemon Snap. The original game from the Nintendo 64 days took the award-winning franchise in a unique direction by having you catch them all on your camera. The game puts you on a rail shooter style expedition where you explore and take pictures of Pokemon in their natural environment. And it was a huge hit. You did whatever it took to get a good shot. Getting close to them, stalking them, chucking balls at them, anything to get that best image for Professor Oak. People loved it, and many wanted a sequel. But the original came out in 1999. It took 2 decades for a sequel. I guess the fans were heard. Eventually, despite the wait, Snap's successor finally made its appearance on the Nintendo Switch with the aptly titled New Pokemon Snap. And lots of people were hyped for it. I remember streaming it a lot in 2021 when it came out, but for some reason I just put it down. So I figured why not get a snapshot of where this snapshot-taking Pokemon Snap game is today. Oh, snap! I don't think that worked. Is this sequel a picture-perfect edition, or will it be let exposed? Let's find out. The game starts in the Lental region, specific to New Pokemon Snap, at the Pokemon Photo Lab. There, Professor Mirror hires you to take pictures of Pokemon to help him investigate the Illumina phenomenon. So with the help of the professor and some other researchers, aka children, you set off to explore what the new Lental region has to offer. And oh look, it's Todd from the original Pokemon Snap! Where have you been, Todd? It's been 20 years! Why don't you look like you've aged a day? How old is this man? And that's the premise. Not Todd's agelessness. That's a mystery for another day. You travel through each area doing your best to capture fun and interesting photos as you investigate the Illumina phenomenon for Professor Mirror. Let me say this before we continue. This has to be the most beautiful Pokemon game ever. I wonder if it's saying something that the best looking Pokemon game isn't made by Game Freak. Instead, Bandai Namco have taken the reins, and boy did they nail it! I mean, look at how gorgeous this game is! All your favorites from all different generations just waiting to have their photo taken. Not to go on a mini rant here, but after titles like Sword and Shield essentially mailing it in with the graphics department, it's nice to see just how far the Switch can push a Pokemon game with how gorgeous this is. It makes sense too. If you're going to be taking pictures, they better be of something nice to look at. Magnificent! You get to see these stunning Pokemon in each location on this rail shooter expedition, shooting as many snapshots as possible. Each photo gets points at the end of the round dependent on quality and ranking. Different factors play into each shot, such as unique actions the Pokemon are taking, whether they are facing the camera, if there are extra Pokemon in the background, whether they're glowing or not. More on that later. All considerations are combined to determine if you get bronze, silver, gold, or even platinum stars for the photo. There are a lot of factors, and most of them make sense. But a lot of them aren't perfect. There are times where I swear I've taken the best photo possible, but the game gives me bronze stars. Yet this blurry photo over here where you can barely see anything going on is somehow a 3-star golden masterpiece? I guess beauty really is in the eye of the beholder. To be fair, the game is reliable most of the time, and I had no problem taking as many adorable photos as possible. There are plenty of locations to enjoy too. There's the rainforest, beaches, volcanoes, mountains, an icy tundra.
It even works underwater.
Each location has its own unique Pokemon to find as well, both during the day and night. Some are out in the open, while others require certain conditions, like leveling up in certain areas, or using a variety of objects to coax them out. Also, can I just say I love how atmospheric this music is? Each piece fits the setting while putting you at ease. Super cozy and super fun. I just get such a relaxing vibe, almost like I'm on vacation while snapping these photos. But like the original game, you could do more than just snap photos. In fact, you have a bunch of tools to use at your disposal. Some of the objects we can use include a scanner that'll help you find special flowers, ruins, or other points of interest in the surrounding area. You can also scan the Pokemon itself and make it strike a cool pose. There's a music box that you can use to get a Pokemon's attention, or wake them up from their slumber. While they may look grumpy, most of them won't attack you. I said most. Then there are apples that you just chuck at Pokemon. Seriously, we could pelt some of these Pokemon and get rewards for it. My favorite example of these is hitting this Graveler who's hanging for dear life on the ledge, and you throw an apple at him, and he falls to his death. I know fire isn't very effective against rock types, but I don't think he's surviving that, dude. And the final thing that helps you out are the Illumina orbs. They make Pokemon glow. That's it. There's really not much to them, but I will admit, you chuck one of these bad boys at a Pokemon and they look amazing in the photos. Absolutely gorgeous every time they glow. Also, did I mention the huge boss sections? These areas contain giant glowing bosses Professor Mirror refers to as Illumina Pokemon. Each location is basically a puzzle you have to solve to get the glowing behemoth to show up. If you throw an Illumina orb at an Illumina Pokemon, Professor Mirror really likes these photos, and you can get some great ratings. So you may ask, Random, is that all there is with new Pokemon Snap? And to that I say, yes, that's pretty much it. It's literally just taking pictures and using objects to increase your score. It can be fun, sure, especially if you have a big photography bug, but it can get a bit repetitive after a while. This game is great to play in short spurts, but I had to take a few breaks from playing this just because the levels felt a little too similar. Discovering new areas was always fun, but you discover new areas by leveling up old ones. And if you don't level up the first time, you have to do the same level you went through all over again. Sure, sometimes a new path will unlock, or you'll discover something your second time around, but it can get a bit old taking pictures of the same Pokemon, trying to level up to the next area. It's still a great game, but I can see why people would want to put it down, and why I put it down before beating it. However, there's one thing that new Pokemon Snap shined in, an addition that I am so happy they added that fits perfectly in this modern age. The photo editor. You heard right, they added a photo editor in Pokemon Snap, and I adore it. First off, after you take a photo in the game and after they score it, the game allows you to essentially retake it by repositioning it, adjusting the brightness, and more. And once you save them to the album, oh, that's where the real fun begins. You can add stickers, filters, and even frames. There are a limited amount of tools to work with, but if you're creative, you can really make some interesting masterpieces. You can even upload them to Pokemon's own sharing thing. I kind of wish you could just upload it straight to Instagram or whatever social media platform you use. However, you can do that by just saving the image to your Switch, saving it to your phone, and uploading it there. You can even print the photos you edit with a Polaroid add-on and a special app. I remember buying one of these when the game first came out, and it really helps making your photos come to life because they're actually on a Polaroid. Although it may be difficult to get this accessory nowadays. If you can, it's a lot of fun and will be really great for your Switch scrapbook. The photo editor is such a blast, and by far my favorite part about new Pokemon Snap to date. It makes me wish there was more stickers and filters though. I would have gladly paid more for DLC if it meant getting more stuff to make photos with, even if they did something similar like with Sticky Business. But sadly, while people were highly requesting this game, the hype for new Pokemon Snap died down, and unfortunately I can see why. New Pokemon Snap is a marvel of a Pokemon spin-off. It looks gorgeous, has some fun challenges, and for anyone even remotely interested in photo taking, it scratches that itch. However, it can get repetitive, and other than editing photos, the drive for replayability ends pretty quickly. I can see why many people put it down shortly after starting. I think it's still one of my favorite Pokemon games on the Switch, one that I love dearly, but it is still flawed. I can't compare it to the original because I never really played it, but I can definitely see the appeal of having it for any Pokemon fan, especially if you did grow up with the original. It won my heart over the moment I started playing it and taking my first photo. It's not perfect, but the game is wonderful to me, and more importantly, it runs better than a lot of Pokemon games on the Switch. It functions. It's not broken. If you like the series, taking pictures, or both, New Pokemon Snap is certainly a picture-perfect title. Well, that's the last photo. Let's take a look at my scrapbook. No, don't show that photo! Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you like what you saw, hit the like button, and be sure to check out my other videos too. Special thanks to all the people who helped me out in this video. I couldn't have done it without all of you. Also, an extra special thanks to my Patreon patrons, including Mantelferox and Savacom. You help make every video possible, and you all mean so much to me. If you'd like to join our Patreon, the link is in the description below, along with my Twitch and Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good night.